Hello folks, welcome to Keep It Zen. I'm your host Zenadean, and today I'm joined by my guest Dylan Jackson.
What's up, everyone?
Yeah, he was first featured on the very first episode of Keep It Zen on formerly The Dose of Debate, which I've just merged now because who fucking cares. Thanks for rejoining the show. Hopefully you'll
No bother. Thank you
you'll
for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. So, your episode is the second most viewed episode on the channel with 91 views.
Definitely doesn't make me feel better or anything.
Doesn't that?
I think we need to work on our sarcasm, Pete.
Do we?
No.
Yeah, no, like, even with like Sean on, with a completely different audience coming in, as well as my own, you're the second most viewed. The most viewed being Bangani and Kevin with 101 views so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much that is just a little bit of information I thought I'd tell you at the start of the episode. Anyhow, we haven't got a specific topic to talk about today because we're going to be doing what I did last episode with Sean, where Dylan is going to attempt to bring up a few little hot takes and we'll springboard from there. Due to like different topics like, anime, music, games, probably the first or the last one. I don't think he listens to much music. You know what I mean? It could be about anything. It could be about fucking cuddle. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I already have a debate-related topic about that anyway. Okay. This is an anime-related topic, and I want to discuss... It's not really more of a debate, it's just more of an opinion. But what is the appeal of anime? Where I'm getting at is anime is like there's a lot of people that don't like it, but there is so many people that like do like it. Like a lot of people, as most of you probably would know. And like there are different genre, different type of anime. But like what is it with anime that like gets people in? What's the appeal of it? So I'm gonna give my opinion first. And then let's see how you answer, Keith.
Okay.
Alright, so where I find the appeal in anime is it feels like I know it sounds a very childish reason and I am repeating myself here a lot. It's more like when you're younger and you kind of get sort of like an inspiration from things. Anime kind of appeals to like a more mature audience. I feel like with that same feeling you would have gotten when you were a kid watching like cartoons like Superman, stuff like that. You get inspired to be a hero because in anime, like at face value, like people will look at her like, oh, it's just cartoons, stuff like this and that, like, and it is much more. Like they definitely have like the childish gag humor and all, but like there are fucking like real like really deep stuff in it. Like one example I can think of is Naruto. I haven't watched Naruto now in like about 2 years, but one theme that they really expressed well in that show was like a theme of hatred, and like to tackle something that's like it's real in real life, like with war and stuff. Like I think they've done a really good job with it. One moment I can think of is Payne's speech, and he's talking about hate and like how if hatred comes from love, and it's just all this killing just drives hatred, and it's just like a cycle of hatred. It just keeps coming around. It starts from love, then hatred, and so on and so forth. And I just thought it was a really good theme like tackled in that show. I don't know, like you'd understand if you watch Naruto, but if you haven't, it doesn't come up till like really late in the show. But even if you are watching for that sole reason, there are definitely other elements of it before that. Like it's not focused on, but it's definitely there. I am going like as I go, but what I'm trying to say is like one appeal from anime to me, because there are many for me, but one appeal is I feel that it incorporates like a lot of real life like adulthood elements quite well, with like stuff like that, and I feel like it's a nice relatable thing. Like, I don't mean to sound real depressing, like, oh, hatred and all, but it's definitely something we've all experienced. You know, it's definitely something you see go on in the world today.
Yeah, fair enough, but like the thing is, most anime that is popular usually is quite childish. You got like Dragon Ball. That's the anime that I got into first. I didn't even get into it through the anime first. I got in it through Budokai Tenkaichi, the game. There's not that much deep going on in that show, to be honest.
No.
Pokemon is another huge one for people. Not much going on there either. Yu-Gi-Oh! First few seasons.
Yeah. I would have watched it as a kid, but I never really classed it as anime when I watched it, so I don't know whether to count it.
Yes, you do count it. You count it, Dylan. You can't just not call an anime an anime. Sorry, no, you can't just...
Yeah, but I never got into it, like, thinking that it's an anime. Like,
yeah, but it's still an anime.
Watching it. Okay, well then.
That's like saying you watch porn and then don't think of it as porn, so it's not porn.
How can you do that? That'd be some willpower.
But I don't think
How would you look at porn and like not acknowledge it as porn?
How can you look at anime and not acknowledge it as anime?
Because I was 5 years old.
Well, I'm pretty sure it'd be the exact same case if fuck's sake, Dylan. I wouldn't go deeper into that, but
what was your original point anyway?
I was just saying, like, yeah, that is an appeal, but there is reasons for it to be classed as cartoons and for a younger audience, because there are genuinely some most popular animes are for kids and for marketing and all that shit. Like, anime's main goal is to market.
Oh yeah, of course, like anything.
Yeah, and most of the time that will be suited towards kids over nothing else, because they're the ones who are going to be hassling their parents to buy the shit.
Yeah, we do have to also take into the fact that in Japan, they kind of look at being mature at a more younger age. Yeah, One Piece is definitely aimed at children. Like it airs on Saturday morning, I think at like 7 o'clock. So children will be up, but you know yourself in that show, like they definitely do incorporate some. No, they definitely incorporate like real life elements, like with the fishermen. Like it's parallel to black people for their rights, where fishermen want to live above with humans. You know, like there's definitely stuff like that in the show. Like it is for kids, but like it's the same with like movies. They kind of like sneak their little dirty references in. Like kids aren't really gonna pick up on it. Yeah. But like they're definitely there, and it is aimed at kids, but it's more aimed at more teenage boys. But children nonetheless.
That's children. Children.
Yeah.
That's shonen. Isn't that like what shonen literally translates to? Right.
Yeah, but like the majority of anime we've mentioned are shonen.
Yeah, because that's my favorite. I think there's only like one non-shonen anime I've seen. Maybe two. Is Attack on Titan shonen?
I'm not too sure. I think it is, but like I feel that would definitely pass for saying it.
Okay, so Dororo is not shonen. Okay, and that's one I could say for sure.
No, I don't think so.
Dororo is definitely not shonen.
You've also seen Tokyo Ghoul. That's not shonen.
Oh yeah. Okay, so 2.5.
Right. Okay, so you move on to the next point or share what you're giggling about.
I don't know what I'm giggling about. I'm just vibing, honestly. Like, if we're gonna be sticking to anime,
well, you don't have to necessarily. I just say go with the flow.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what the next question is gonna be, because
you didn't discuss your appeal. Like, what do you get from anime? Like, what drags you in?
Oh, I thought I just had to counter yours. What appeals to me for anime? It would probably be the adaptability, the freedom people have, and individual characters, the way some of them are portrayed. Like, for example, you got your Astas, Rock Lee, you know, that kind of start from the bottom.
What, Zero to Hero?
Zero to Hero to Robert De Niro, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that kind of thing. Like, personally resonates. I don't resonate personally with plots, but I do with characters. Some not even good characters. Sometimes I feel like a Zamasu, okay? Sometimes you gotta feel like a Zamasu. Everyone has those days.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go off the podcast. Okay, I'd hope at least not everyone.
Okay, there's been I assume everyone in the world has had one day where they're just they're sick of everything and they just want to be left alone. Obviously, I said not Zamasu, but I don't know. Some days
I understand.
everyone's gonna be a Boogie the Clown. Everyone is.
I'd like you to elaborate on that. I don't understand that.
All right. Not everyone is going to be out for everyone else. Some people are in it for themselves, okay? And there are times where you have to be in it for yourselves. Because if not, you're either going to be Boogie or you're going to be a fucking clown. And either way, you're Boogie the Clown that day.
I do understand where you're coming at, and I do agree. Everyone is selfish. Everyone, I feel like there's a point where everyone deserves to be selfish now and
There are
again.
points where people have to be selfish. Like me, myself, you know about Molly and,
Yeah.
yeah. At that time, I had to be selfish because I didn't feel comfortable in the situation I was in, despite the fact that they were my only friends at the time. And I really needed to look out for myself. And I just ditched them. I just stopped talking to them for ages because I was worried about myself. And that day, I was a clown because I was a clown leading up to that. And I'm just a general clown.
Yeah. But after that day, you didn't have that red nose and you didn't have that red afro, and you learned from your mistakes.
Yeah. I had a white nose and became a cokehead.
Nice.
I mean, ask anyone. Ask Jason. Jason would say that. Jason said I have a big ego.
Mm-hmm.
So you agree?
You can.
What?
You can at times, yeah.
Can you elaborate?
I just feel that there's sometimes you boast too much about yourself, like with what you do, and I do understand where you're coming at. Like, you're happy, but it's just kind of the way you phrase some things, and it's just like the way you go on. Like, sometimes you go on too much. I don't know how. I'm trying not to explain in a way that'll ruin our friendship.
Whoa, is that how deep it goes?
No. It's just, sometimes you just go on a bit too much about something.
Well, why don't you call me out on
and
it?
I do be proud of you at things you do, but it's just sometimes you're tooting your own horn more than I am.
Well, why don't you call me out on it?
Because you're happy.
Yeah, but there's also times where I'm really worried that I'm doing that exact thing, and no one calls me out on it, and I do ask, and then people are like, no. Like, what's the point of going up to someone? What's the point of having a problem with someone and not mentioning it and keeping it to yourself to the point where it pisses you off in a reoccurring manner? Like, you can't expect someone to read your mind. Like, I'm not even just on about this, I'm on about things in general. Just,
yeah.
You can't expect someone to read your mind and expect them to know what's wrong with them without being told. Because people aren't perfect. And this took a really weird turn 15 minutes in.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. No, but in my defense, it's not really a problem for me. And you don't do it too often. It's just when you do, you do it a lot in the moment. But it's very rare that you really do it.
Can you name any examples? Because when I do it, I usually do it sarcastically.
I think it was something about work. I think it was actually just before you started the podcast, I think. Or you were on a long shift of work anyway. You were just kind of going on, I did this in work, I did that. I was dealing with certain people in work, and it's just like, I'm just really stressed, but I'm so proud of myself that I got through it. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, it was just, you kind of kept going on about it. Other than that, we don't really have a problem. And, any issues we had, we did discuss it.
Funny enough, that exact day was the day that Jason said I had a big ego.
Really?
Yeah, but Jason,
I think you're seeing the pattern here. So,
a little bit. Not really though. I don't really.
well, it's
I
not
won't,
I have a problem with anyway.
I wouldn't call that an ego thing. I just say that as annoying more than an ego. Because don't get me wrong, I personally do think I have an ego, but I force that ego a little bit because it's one of those things where you fake it till you make it, and if I think I'm hot shit, I will become hot shit. But sometimes that can lead to me, instead of being hot shit, being a pile of shit, and they're two very different things. If you get me?
Right. Well, one thing I have to say to you there is, don't try to be someone you're not. Be you.
I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. I'm just trying to be the best version of me.
Yeah, but you says if you think you're hot stuff, then you'll try to be hot stuff as much as you can.
Yeah. No. No.
Is being someone you're not.
I'm
not saying you're not hot stuff, but it's the way you're saying it. You're saying, like, if you think you're up this high, then you'll try and meet that standard.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not saying I'm being someone else. I'm being at the best that I can be. If I think that I'm already the best that I can be, I will become the best that I can be. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm not trying to be Keen or... Why was Keen the only example that came to mind?
Well, I didn't mean it in a way with like people we knew. I'm just talking about being like changing your behaviour, stuff like that. Like if that sort of sense.
Yeah,
if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I understand. But even still, when I do that, most of the time I've noticed that the vibe around me is a lot better too. Because when I'm not like that, when I just don't control my emotions and I let them be as they are, they're actually really depressing. And I can, like, I know it's unhealthy to not show when you're sad, but the thing is about it is, if I'm constantly sad, I'm just going to be dragging other people down with me, and I don't think that's fair on anyone involved. And I try my best not to do that, but I have slipped up a few times, and it's not nice, but I feel like it was deserved that I needed to slip up a few times, because I have to. Everyone has to let out their true emotions. Sometimes you can't go for a long time without it, or else it's just going to be way worse.
Yeah, of course.
And usually,
oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you can go on ahead.
All right. Well, as I said to you many times before, if you are feeling down, you need to get stuff off your chest. Just give me a ring. I'm always here for you, as I told you. I understand where you're coming at. Definitely. Yeah, everyone does need to get express themselves, because if you pent up your emotions, it's just gonna lash out at one big go, and it's just not gonna be nice. And I understand the feeling very much.
Yeah, we had this exact problem before.
Yeah, but we haven't had an issue in a while now, so I think you're doing a good job. But if you feel, I can't read your mind, so if you feel that you do need to get something off your chest, or if you're feeling this way or that way, talk to me about it, and I might be able to make you feel better about it.
Yeah, I know that offer's always been there, and I really appreciate everything you've done as a friend, and it's this kind of thing that makes me not feel as bad as because don't get me wrong, I'm feeling a lot better than I used to be. Ever since I started college, I've been so much better as a person in general. I mean, I feel like I've been constantly going up in mood. Not ever since I was born, but from a young age, I was very, very, not okay. I don't want to say depressed, because I couldn't really interpret that. But,
yeah.
It was it was, what's it called? Not an incline, but in maths, the things that's a big L, the graphs. Exponential.
On axis?
Yeah, on an axis. It's an exponential growth.
Right.
It's 1, 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 kind of thing, where you rise really quickly, but it's a slow start. Basically, that's what it was for me. Halfway through 6th year was when I stopped. That's when I hit 0. I wasn't negative anymore, but I wasn't positive. I was just there.
Right.
And,
Yeah, I understand.
And it was because I was hanging around with yous and just vibing that I kept going up, and I was getting happier and I was getting more motivated to do things. I chased at least what I thought I wanted at the time, hard. Well, no, I didn't even chase it that hard. I just looked my way into college.
Nah, I don't think you did. I think you earned your place in college. I remember after the leaving was done, all the shit you were going through, fucking getting funds and all for it. I don't think you looked your way through it at all. And I think, yeah, you did earn it. But, no, there actually is no but. There is no but. What I'm trying to say is, because I'm very stupid sometimes, I can't think of words to say. What I'm saying is, I think that you were very, not really pessimistic, but in that area, but you definitely have gotten more positive over the past year. I'm glad to see it in you.
Yeah, not to mention, this year is when I started actually having social skills, and I wasn't nearly as awkward as I used to be. Dylan has a YouTube channel, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Do you want me to cut this out, or do you want me to leave it in?
No. Yeah, go on. You can keep it in.
Alright, so basically Dylan has a YouTube channel where he used to do streams and stuff 3 or 4 years ago. And I went back and watched them a few nights ago. And I was just sitting there. I won't lie. I'm very full of myself. I went to look for me. And yeah, no, that was the only reason why I went on your channel. I was looking for me, and yeah, no, I went onto the channel. I looked around, finally found some videos of, well, first Brooke. She was heavily involved while I was just trying to get her to not walk face first into a door. And then there was one where it was actually me, and even then, I noticed that I wasn't nearly as awkward as I thought I was back then. I think this is around, it was 3 odd years ago.
2017, 2016.
Yeah, were we in black jumpers then?
No.
No, we were still in grey jumpers.
Yeah.
Like, when did we actually become friends?
I think just around the start of chat.
We definitely weren't for first and second.
Well, we weren't before, because I remember you were saying we were friends before. You definitely do it. I'd say maybe mid to late fourth year, I think. At least fourth year anyway.
I don't even know how we became friends.
I think it was Dragon Ball. I think
it's
something to do with Nicholas Solday. I'm not too sure, but
it might have been.
I think we just kind of the Xenoverse or something got brought up, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, you play that," and then we just decided to play. I think it was through Xenoverse.
Was it because we kicked the shit out of Brad and Nelson? Were we friends at that point? Because that was still very early in the days of Xenoverse. Because from what I can remember, we were. And I remember going on about the beta. After the beta happened, I think
what beta?
The Xenoverse beta, where you got your magical 1,000 views. Fucking blew me back.
That and the other 3.5, which I thought I had on.
No, 5.4.
Oh.
But I don't even mind, because you only got like 10 likes and 37 dislikes.
27. Oh my god, I remember that now. Them bitches. That was my Sublime Engram, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them. They're just jealous. Cunts.
Yeah, no, it was like after. It was either after the beta or we knew each other before the beta, but I didn't know the beta was happening, or I just couldn't get a code. But I remember us talking about.
I do remember that. But I think that was kind of you just shining like with Mare. Because I think you would have still spoke to Mare at the time. But I think we really didn't become friends till I'd safely assume at like the very latest the start of 5th year. But I think we like became friends over that summer.
Yeah, maybe because I remember it was very early in Xenoverse's, and you were asking me, like, oh, did you actually like play Xenoverse? I was like, I played a lot of Xenoverse 1, but I didn't play the beta like you did. I remember that being a thing. We weren't like close friends, but that was at the point where we were just playing with each other, like with no middlemen.
Yeah.
Because I know we were first connected through Mayor, somewhat.
Well, no, because you were the first person I actually spoke to when we joined secondary school.
I wish I wasn't.
I'd say, well, it's not long enough to really be a story time, but I don't know. I guess you can choose when to bring it up.
No, if, after saying that I wish I didn't meet you in first year, I feel like I have to explain myself.
Okay. Alright, yeah, we don't want to build it up too much.
Or do we? Stage? No, okay.
Just turn out worse for you.
It's gonna be worse for me anyways, so I'll let you explain, because you explain it less hesitantly.
Okay, but if we're doing sound effects, you're doing the sound effect.
No, we're not doing sound effects, you fucking dick.
Okay, so pretty much when I started secondary school, me and Keith obviously started the same year, and what they done was they split us into 3 classes in first year. But these were like preliminary classes, if you call it. They changed it once we actually started the year. But me and Keith were in the same one.
This is actually before we were we even walked into the school. We were waiting out in the yard to find out what classes we were going to be in. So it was just by chance that we happened to be in the same class afterwards.
Yeah, but yeah, we got chatting there, and then by the time we actually got to the classroom, we were like just sitting, listening to the teachers and whatnot, and a topic of Black Ops 2 Zombies came up.
No, this is out in the yard. I remember this much. This is out in the yard at the corner. Yeah, on where the little wall is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was down in where you're sitting. You can directly see the gate. It was down at that end, the other side of the curve.
Oh, right. I swore it was in the classroom.
No. This was definitely outside, like the first thing, because then you were giving me weird looks for the rest of the day. And I don't blame you. But go on.
Okay. No, but yeah, so we were just chatting and Black Ops 2 Zombies came up and discussed. And we were just kind of talking about like the maps we had and played. And Keith says he had Buried and he loved that a lot. So we kind of just were talking about it. And obviously people who play the map and know it will get it. But we were just talking about weapons and stuff. And then, the Paralyzer, the weapon that lets you fly and freeze on. Well, Keith decided to bring up voice nearly cracking and all because of this. Keith brought up the Paralyzer and decided to do more than just explain the weapon, and just started doing the position with his hands and then fucking triggering it and the fucking sound effects and the noise that I make. If you don't know already, just look it up and then just imagine Keith doing that. It definitely doesn't sound as funny or cringy compared to being there, but just try imagine it in that way as much as possible.
Or you could just completely forget about this conversation. Don't tune into this episode. Leave a dislike and tell Dylan to kill himself.
But yeah. That means first impressions are everything, Keith.
Yeah. So that's why I wish I didn't meet. Also, I had no idea it was Dylan. I thought
this is new. This is very new to me. I only found out about this recently.
Yeah. I knew Dylan. I thought Dylan was someone else. Not that I knew him in enemies, but I thought he was like some guy named Jamie or like Kyle or something. Like I couldn't remember his name and I was pissed off about it because at the time I thought it went really well. I thought, okay, he's a cool guy. I really hope I run into him in school again. And like the next few days, I knew Dylan existed, but I didn't know that guy was Dylan. I didn't know he was the fella I talked to on the first day. I probably would have if if he kept pretending to put up with me. But no, I was like, I was like, oh, I wonder what happened to that guy. He was so nice. And then I thought that fella never came back until he started bringing up that conversation multiple times.
Yeah, I apologize.
I was the one who brought it up this time. It's fine. But yeah, no. Like, I thought it was just a different guy until about a year ago, and then he only found out about this a few days ago. But
I don't know if I got put out. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh no, because the audio was. No, I just thought I got disconnected again.
No, you're fine. Yeah, no. Sing Street itself was a shit school. You know what? Hold on. No. I'm taking this, since we're talking about all this, I'm taking this time to fucking call out Mayor, alright? Where are you? Why have you stopped talking to us? Is it because
Maybe clear that bloopers. No, actually don't.
No, I will. I will.
That's actually shame. That was funny. The whole way has got a good laugh out.
Yeah. I definitely got a good fucking
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, in that vein, anything you want to talk about with your time with Two Flow / Cyclone? Any specific memories pop up for you?
Well, I don't know if you just included what the Master Sasha say, but if not,
but go on. No, go on ahead.
All right. Well, okay. So me and Keith were talking about, like, I know we were just texting on Instagram, and like we usually send memes to each other, but one came up and it was like, if
I had a gun to my head and asked me to spell Massachusetts, tell my family I love them.
But I didn't know, like, I knew about Massachusetts, this city or state. I don't even know if it's still a city or state.
It's a state.
I just know John Cena is from there, thanks to Keith.
Yeah, you're
But, but yeah, I didn't know like what it looked like as a word. But I was pretty much, I sent him a voice message. I was like, Massachusetts, I think I said Massachusetts anyway, but I was like,
yeah, and I was like,
I don't know.
No, no. It was like, I'm probably gonna play it in anyways. I'm probably gonna dig up the file and play it. But
no, don't.
I'll censor it. Don't worry.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure people will get it in context. What? Why would he censor a word that says fucking shit all the time?
What?
No,
I didn't even hear that.
Me. Why would I censor something if I say fucking shit all the time? But it needs to be.
Trust me, if you heard it, you'll understand.
Alright.
But yeah, Keith's laughing out. Like, you hear him laughing, you're like, oh, that is nothing compared to like how he reacted the first time he heard this.
That will be playing too.
Is that how you actually think that word is pronounced? Massachusetts? I don't know! It's fucking Massachusetts, yeah. Oh, it's a fucking place. Massachusetts. Oh. Oh yeah, I'm from Massachusetts. No, fucking John Cena is from Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Your laugh is insane. Massachusetts. 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 Like I said, I would be dead if they asked me to spell it. It's so easy to spell it. It's IT. You've been telling me to pronounce it.
Oh, so you're gonna play the laugh?
Yeah, not now, but I'm gonna add it in post.
Right, okay. Yeah, no, Keith's laugh is insane if you just haven't noticed. But at the when you first heard it, it was mentally could not breathe. It was just laughing and laughing. And it was just like it was even in work when we showed our co-workers the voice. He just could not even do his job. He was that laughing that much. It was so funny. Again, it's like you won't really get it or find it funny if you get told it, because you kind of have to be there. But it was just really funny to hear him laugh, and then
yeah, I ended up sitting in there.
Butchered the pronunciation, but it made people laugh, so I don't care.
I sent a voice message into the group chat of like a WhatsApp. I won't be pulling that up because I can't find it, but they kind of just messaged me asking me am I okay, because I was at that point where where you laugh so hard you just start talking in a really high pitch.
Yeah,
they couldn't understand me at all. It was like a minute long recording. No,
yeah, actually, you are very hard to understand when you get in that state.
Okay, but if you laughed as hard as I did, you wouldn't be able to talk either.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. I don't even know if I'm capable of laughing that much anymore.
Wow,
that sounds way too depressing. I don't mean it that way. That's like twice now. I'm not depressed, okay?
I'm not depressed, guys. I'm just not depressed.
Yeah, I'm just not depressed. No, I'm not. No, never mind. I'm not depressed. And now the conspiracy rolling. I think we should move on.
No. More stories. There has to be more.
No, move on from this topic. I mean, yeah, we can move on to more.
Yeah, more stories, because our job was really. A few people know, probably a lot of the viewers know already, but what we worked in Two Flows packagers. Just literally all we did all day was just packing either toothpaste or kits or anything else of the sort, really. Just like all we were doing was tooth care kits, which included bunch of bollocks. Spotlight.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh yeah, well they did give us the thing. Thank you for that Spotlight, but everything else is boring.
Thank you, Spotlight. We used none of it. One of my earphones started speaking Chinese.
Yeah, actually that eventually happened to mine as well.
Yeah. God. But yeah, so it was a very boring job. Well, it would have been if
it wasn't for the people.
If it wasn't for the people, no, because shout out time. Ooh, here becomes the circle of shout outs to the people I appreciate. Fucking dancers, music playing, Dylan. No, I'm just joking.
Wait, is this an actual segment?
It might be. Who knows? If it gets received, it won't get received.
Alright, I was like, oh god, I didn't know about this. Don't have my music on standby.
No, I had music in post. Okay.
Alright.
I think you're forgetting this isn't live.
Come so far.
But I might make it a segment, who knows. But for the shout out circle, if it wasn't for people like Max and Jason and Keen, shut up, Dara, a bit of Bangani and Adrian, that job would have been.
Oh god.
What?
A bit.
Well, yeah, because they were.
He was your guest. How could you betray him like that?
No, I'm saying because he wasn't there that long.
Oh yeah, true.
We worked there for like 3 months. He was there for a few weeks. Like.
Bangani was there a lot longer. I think Bangani worked like 2 months at minimum.
Definitely not. No, he came back. But during that first shoot of like 3 months, he only worked a few weeks. I remember, because that was when Faye was there. Now, Faye Faye's a person.
Mm-hmm.
And Faye is passionate about things. That's the kind of person Faye is. That is their name. Faye. And basically, I was in charge of a team, right, for once. It was me, Adrian, Bungani, Faye. Everyone else is either at another table or else they were moving pallet trucks. So I had to keep them all occupied, and then we were doing kits and everyone was doing their own thing, and Bungani was being real slow about it. He was like putting down stickers and like a really weird pattern on the sheet. I was like, hey, could you like pick it up a bit, you know, like just speed up. And he was like, oh, but it helps my OCD. And then and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then before I could say anything, Faye came and was like, obsessive compulsive disorder is a very serious topic and subject, and you have to respect that. And then it's like, Bungani, you don't have OCD. And he's like, yeah, I know, but it feels like I do sometimes. And then Faye stopped what they're doing, just put it down, put the kit down, and was so close to killing Bungani. Just the death stare.
That's an understatement, really.
I was there. It was a death. It wasn't as bad as Bungani.
Oh no,
was
I've
making
seen it. I'm sure there was more than a death stare. Like that was like eat your soul stare.
On that note,
Any other stories? I would say, well, I do. There's some I can't remember, but one thing I definitely do remember is, like, we can say, like, 100% certainty we have experienced limbo, and
limbo.
yeah. And if you don't know what I mean, is when we'd be on our lunch break, there was a McDonald's nearby and there's a butcher's, so you did have the option to go there. Even coming back from those places to eat, we had like a lunchroom. But my God, like, no shade on the people, but shade on the people. It was like the most soul draining like room ever. It was just so awkward. Nobody would speak, nobody communicated. We just kind of on your phone, just sit there in the table and just eat your food. And I really didn't enjoy it at one bit. It was like there was time. We did have a few times to break out in conversation, but like it was just the mood was so like dreary. It would just drain that whole happiness.
If there was someone outside of our group who was also there would be no conversation whatsoever. When I say outside of our group, I'm also including Jason and Max and all of that.
Yeah.
But
mate, there wasn't really, even then.
Max would usually try to get some conversation out, or you just wouldn't be there. But speaking of walking to McDonald's, you and Bungani are fucking weirdos. Oh, Keith is so slow at walking. I'm sorry I'm not a regional power walking champion.
Yeah.
Alright. There was no excuse for you to be walking that
fast.
No,
I'm not excusing them. I'm just going to give context. The McDonald's is usually like a 5 to 7 minute walk on average, but me and Mugani are just above average walkers, so we managed to get there on average 2 minutes.
It took Adrian in his car longer and he sped down the road.
Yeah. It's not an exaggeration. I've even timed it. 2 minutes it took us to get down. I was shocked as well. I want to say not surprised, but like kind of expected. But yeah, still shocked.
Yeah, no. And then they have the gall to be like, oh, Keith is so slow. How
you are.
Okay, I'm not slow. Yous are just ungodly fat. You shouted at an old woman because she was walking too slow.
I did not shout at an old woman. I shouted at an old in my head.
Then how was I able to hear it, Dylan? How was I able to hear it? It was not in your head.
I did not shout at an old woman. Don't ruin my image.
You have no image. You're an imageless warrior. I wonder who'll catch that reference.
Well, the people outside of our group definitely won't.
Well, I'll just know who watches the podcast.
Okay. That's how fast your happiness drains in that lunch table in the fucking lunchroom.
Yeah, just instant, just because like in fairness, people do be fucking tired from.
I know, but it's just there's times where like a good conversation would be nice, but it's just.
In fairness, you didn't really initiate one either, though.
I initiated a few times, but.
And then there was one that happened.
One.
You know what I mean.
Key number. Yeah.
You little bitch.
Whoa.
And he's shouting, white person. This is why Mary doesn't like you.
Oh, yeah, he did, actually.
What?
He did. Did you say Bungani shout white person?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a call out to Tom Holland. Why are you so hot?
I would just like to point out the fact that Tom Holland plays characters that are most of the time under the age of 18. And Dylan Jackson is a grade A pedophile.
Grade A? That's a very high standard you have of me, thanks. And no thanks for the fucking slander.
This is gonna be such a pain in the ass to edit.
I know, don't edit that out. Keep that in.
Oh no, I'm on about this entire episode of the fucking laughter.
Oh.
Luckily,
I take the laughter. Keep that in.
Luckily, this is a case of since I've combined both parts, I don't have to delete the parts that aren't directly debate focused, because obviously this hasn't been very debate focused.
No.
Because I feel like the dose of debate, although it was a good idea, it's really just to get proper conversation out of people, and I get proper conversation out of you regardless.
Yeah.
We got deep. We made deep cuts. We said fuck mayor. There's a fuck Faye for Carolina. There's one for you and Adrian. Fuck Faye.
Yeah, fuck you, Faye.
Also, Dylan. You know Adrian, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like Mr. Clean? Not Mr. Clean. Mr. Price.
Mr. Price. Hold on, I don't know who that looks. I'm going to look him up on Google Images real quick. Mr. Price.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mr. Price.
Alright. Oh! Yes! He fucking does! Oh my god! Fucking... Holy shit, Adrian. Fucking working 2 jobs at once.
I just want to know how he became a cartoon.
Fucking Luna Hoops. Download it in iOS stores now.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Lunar Hoops 2 is out yet, but when it does, cop that. You know what? I'm going to have a link to Lunar Hoops in the description, because Adrian's actually going to be coming on the podcast soon, and he is such a chill guy.
Cool.
What?
I didn't know about that. That would be a good podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really can't wait, because we've been planning it for a while, so it'll be on soonish. Probably when all the college deadlines are finished in about 7 days. Well, actually, that's for us. It might be a bit later for people who actually go to college and do real work. I'm gonna take this time to ask, because you were the first person on this podcast, and it banged.
Okay.
Despite my part, it still banged. And most of the improvements from this podcast have been direct things from you. Direct recommendations. So I want to know how you feel about these next few suggestions I have. Yay or nay kind of thing.
Okay. Hit me.
One episode, a special, I treat the podcast as if it was a radio show.
Right. Okay, I don't really listen to radio shows that much, but could you give me an example of how you would behave in it?
Basically, it's the exact same as a podcast, except I'd have a news section and I'd be playing music as well. It won't be more focused on a topic. It'd be more like, okay, hey, how's it going? I'll be like a DJ as well as a normal radio presenter. I'd probably be doing like, maybe have a guest on, maybe not. It will be more focused on the music. I'd probably read out some news, that kind of thing. I'd be a bit more formal, but not too much more formal. If you get me.
Yeah. Okay, here's my thoughts on it. I think that would be a good idea, but if I think it being a special is enough. I feel like to make that work, you're kind of gonna need like a collection of topics. There's kind of something that. Well, before I really get into my reason, how long would you plan on doing it? Like per segment.
I would plan on doing one big episode as it.
Yeah, like how long would you say the episode would be? I know it is hard to determine.
It'd probably be about 2.5 hours, maybe less. But the thing is, I'm including a bunch of music in that. So,
alright, and will this just be music just playing and you're not speaking over anything? Or background music?
It will be, I introduce music and then I come back and talk for a while. Have you not tuned into the radio?
No, if I am listening to the radio, it's usually Q102.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like Q102. Or, do you ever listen to FM 104?
Oh, yeah. I see. I usually only listen to the radio with Q102. You're thinking more of a radio talk show, right?
Not really. A bit both.
Alright, that's what I thought you were going to do.
No, but I'm on about one special episode where I act like a radio station.
I'd say it'd be a good experiment.
Yeah, because I also want to have that experiment in case I end up applying for the radio course. I feel like it'd be a good thing to have under my belt as well. I'll do the episode, just whether or not I release it. Good thing. Alright.
Right. So the music you will be playing, would it be your type of music or just broad, like, genres?
Probably broad genres because I don't like sharing my music with people.
Yeah, that's fine. I would have gone with that anyway. If you are really doing one, you might not appeal to many.
Yeah.
I used to brought out the safer option.
In anyways, I have a very broad type of music in anyways. I will probably be featuring a song from like Emily 7 as well, which would turn a few people off because it's like Max and Jason music.
Oh yeah.
But they are an up and coming talent that I do want to support.
Well, it's your radio show. If you want to support them, go ahead.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a good way to do it.
Cool. So yeah, that was the first one. The second one, I get a guest on, like what we're doing now, except I exclusively interview them.
Yeah, I'd say that would be cool. That'd be a good listen to.
What kind of guest would you like to see on it though?
What kind of guest?
Like a singer or like a DJ or like a sports person or just someone who you know personally but not.
Well, I'm going to. Well, I have been speaking for everyone, but I'm going to speak for everyone again on this. Yeah, that's kind of a hard one to say. I feel like it would either way. I feel like a safer option though would be like someone famous, like what you done with Sean, because, or even, I'd say that that would be safer. I'm stumbling here, but there's positives to both, and I'll outline both of them.
If I do that, I want to probably get Jamie O'Grady on, or Jamie O'Grady. He is a DJ who actually played at Electric Picnic, I believe, and he's the manager of Emily 7 and a musician himself.
Right. Well, I'd say
followers.
that'd be an interesting get. Guest.
Alright. Did you just snore? Jesus Christ!
Excuse the snort. What I was gonna say is, like a positive of having a friend would be, like, it'd be good because you have had Michaela and Gani so far, but it would be nice to kind of like get, like, not too personal, obviously, but like it'd be good to, like, for the audience to get to know your friend a bit more, because it would kind of like open their eyes to see what type of person you are and like what type of people you're friends with.
Yeah, and I would be able to ask better questions.
Yeah, because usually these are more topic based rather than personal.
Yeah, this one has actually been pretty much personality based.
Yeah, actually it has.
Yeah, it's slowly becoming more personal. Like Sean's one was personality based as well, with a few like bursts of topic based.
Yeah.
It was like a topic based episode, but it was on a stable of personality, not stable, foundation of personality.
Yeah.
I had a
Well, I'm
few.
glad the way it turned out anyway, this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
We did definitely fucking take a big detour from, not even a detour, just like a tangent from the fucking first topic.
Because
But I mean, I'm glad how it turned out, because we really went into this not planning anything.
yeah, that anime thing was just an icebreaker. We actually got deep cut. We discussed a few things, and I'm very proud of how this episode has been turning out.
Yeah, me too. I'm really happy with the
Do you
result.
have any other things that you'd like to talk about?
I'm usually not good at these on the spots, but we have been talking about something personal. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else really personal related that we could talk about. Anything that comes to mind anyway.
You could fuck it, mini interview. How was your experience with Sing Street?
Right, okay, I can do this. My experience with Sing Street, before going into Sing Street, you'd usually probably hear this from like an English student. But it's like, oh, the first year bashing, secondary skills just so much harder than primary. Which, I mean, that is a big jump from like third year. But like going into fourth year was like grand. Because like when I went into Sing Street, I knew no one, like absolutely no one. Because like I moved here in the 2012, late 2012 or 2014, I think. So I probably wouldn't have even lived here a year by the time I started Sing Street. But I did have a friend group, but none of them went to Sing Street. But I still kept in contact with them. But going into Sing Street, I knew no one, and I didn't really have doubts, but I didn't really have high hopes either for like meeting new people. But I eventually did. I made friends with Roy, Esmer, Sean, and then we became friends. And then then we became friends in, let's say, summer of 2017.
2016.
I actually think it was 2017 because I remember it's 2016.
Were we friends by the time I got hit by the bus?
No, I don't think we were.
2017 it was.
Yeah. But yeah, I think with Sing Street, like, the facilities are disgusting. They're absolutely horrendous. I don't care. Sing Street, this is a shade on you, 100%. The department have helped me to get on that, because that is just, like, that's a hazard. That's like Chernobyl in our school.
There was one time where our old religion teacher, he had the runs, right, and the teacher bathroom was on the very bottom floor and he was on the top floor, so he sprinted to the students' toilet and he got sick from how bad it was. To just let you know, there was a fucking puddle of piss forming in the corner of the bathroom.
The puddle is an understatement, really. Fucking hell.
A
like,
miniature
this shit would be bigger than what you'd see in the street on a stormy day.
It was really fucking bad.
One other experience I do actually want to mention to do with the toilets is, this happened last year when you were still in the school, and we had someone, Colin Keegan. He's a poet. He's actually a really cool dude. He was. He's also from Dublin, but I remember before he had our talk, we were up at the toilets where the lockers are, because that's where my old locker was. and we seen him, and he was looking for the toilet. And, like usually, like guests like them coming into the school would use like the teacher's toilet.
Yeah.
But he didn't know, and Killian Hudson and the Welsh were at the toilets, and he asked them where the toilets were, and they pointed directly at the senior toilet. And he just walked in, and we didn't see him walk out, and it was just so funny. He actually brought it up. He was like, earlier on, I was looking for the toilet, and two lads showed me where the toilets were, but I didn't know if they were the right ones or not. So it's just a student at the urinal going to the toilet. But it was just so funny. Like, I didn't feel guilty at all. It was just like,
Why would you feel guilty? You didn't tell him to do that.
Yeah, but it's just like I could have stopped it, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. That was so funny. But overall, like as much shit as I talk about the skill, I actually don't think there could have been a better skill that could have joined. Like most of the teachers were like pretty chill. Like there definitely is the 1, 2 few bitches, cunts in the skill, but like. I can know my own against a teacher now, and I can, if I feel like I'm in the right and they're in the wrong, I'll put them in the place. Like that in the school is like 5 minutes away from where I live.
Did you
So
hear
that's
that, guys? Dylan abuses teachers.
But yeah, I felt like if I didn't go to Sing Street, I wouldn't have met a better group of friends. So.
Ah, look at you being a little fag.
Yeah, cringe. I get it. But yeah, that's my opinion of Gale.
There is one thing that I know you think, Dylan, and everyone that I know who went to the school thinks, and I just want to say it right now because I'm sick of it. Everyone says that Shane Freeman was not a great teacher. He was very aggressive and he overloaded on work and was quite a boring person. Shane Freeman, the physics teacher, the maths teacher, the ginger overlord.
You're meant to have him on this podcast one day.
Calling him the ginger overlord isn't that bad, alright? He's an anime fan just like us.
It's just a very like out there thing to call your past teacher.
You know what? I don't even care because he was one of the greatest teachers I've ever had. He was such a bro. There has been no... I can't remember a class where he hasn't been a bro. Like, he took the piss out of me a lot. And I respect that. Right?
Yeah.
There's a difference between being a dick and taking the piss, you know? Like,
yeah.
People think he was no nonsense. But then... The people who say that he was a no nonsense person are dickheads. Or are surrounded by dickheads. Because when he's around the right people, when he's around people who aren't dickheads, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah, but I agree with that because the only time I've had Shane as a teacher, it was in a class with like people he didn't like and didn't like him that would just like misbehave. Like this was all the way from second year. I never really had like a good class like that he could be himself around. So I never really had the chance to say that he's a good teacher, but I don't think he's a shit teacher at all. And I don't think that at all. I understand like where he was coming at. The only thing I have to say about him is I think I said this to you before.
You're gonna mention the podcast.
What?
Are you gonna mention the? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
It was a podcast about a man who spent like 6 years in prison, I think, or 40 years, one or the other. But he's old coming out of it, and he's just like giving his thoughts on it. And like something like that does seem interesting. But we had now on like 20-minute free class. I did not want to do that. I wanted to talk to my friends and play cards, and he decided to do that. And I think this was also in 4th year as well. I mean, obviously we'd have a lot of free classes, but that was not an enjoyable one in the least. So that's the only thing I will slate him for. But anything else, I can't really couldn't.
I remember one of the conversations I had with him. Denzel Curry's Taboo just came out. It was 2017. I was in 5th year. I was going on to him about music. I was like, hey, yo, what music are you like? Because it turns out he's a really big fan of music, sort of. And he was like, Later on in life, as soon as you hit college, you don't really have time to listen to new music that you enjoy. You can try your best, but there will always be more important things and new interests that will come up that you'll take priority over. And I didn't know at the time, but he was 100% right. I thought, no, fuck that, no, I'll be so down with music, and that turned out not to be true, especially since the episode with Sean. Right, I love Sean. The episode with Sean was great.
Yeah.
The music he was going on, he is so into music, as a musician really should be. I couldn't keep up with his conversation. I kind of let him take the wheel because I don't really listen to the Coronas. I listen to the Foo Fighters, and he loves the Coronas and the Foo Fighters. We do have the music he listens to. I like, but I don't actively listen to music because Shane was right. Shane, I remember we were talking about a bunch of stuff. The last two things that he listened to at the time was a 2 Chainz album and a fucking Taylor Swift album. And I can't even blame him. It was an alright album, both of them. But he'd come up to me and we talk about a bunch of stuff like Transformers and the movie. We were talking about Bumblebee after we watched it.
Oh, that's a good movie. We went to see that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah, we did.
You and Daniel.
Was Daniel there that time?
Yeah, because I remember we went to see it for his birthday.
Oh yeah, we also went to see Ready Player One. But it's either you or Daniel who never. I think it's both of you who never remember the fact that the three of us went to see Ready Player One.
Yeah, no, I was convinced to say no.
No, it was me and Daniel, bro, and that was a good time too.
I'm sure we went. I do actually remember the day leading up to it because I remember we were trying to get Daniel into My Hero Academia.
Yeah. We can't remember.
Did you think of what happened today?
What?
Wait, what are you laughing at? What?
I'm laughing at what happened today.
Yeah. Should we mention it?
Okay. Alright, so there's this YouTuber that we both really enjoy. His name is Nux Taku. And you just fucking explain it. It was your idea.
Okay. So, there's an anime called My Hero Academia. And some of you might know what it is, but if you don't, there's a character. He's not the main character, but he's the main rival in the show, named Bakugo. And there's this meme that Nux does on his channel called Bakugo is dead.
In the manga.
Daniel, in the manga. And Daniel only is an anime only watcher. He doesn't read the manga, so it was today as well. I was having a shower and it just came to my mind I won the fuck with Daniel. So as I was also listening to Nux as well, so that also popped into mind. So yeah, I had the idea that I'd have one of my friends who doesn't really watch anime that much send that video in because he has a video called Bakugo is dead, why it was so sad, and to say that he snapped was an understatement. It was
that's a nice block button there.
Yeah,
blocked.
Very shiny. Just fucking he was so angry he couldn't really have words to type on it. It was just it's that type of anger that they don't express it, but that they're fucking furious, and that's what it was. And
if you ever watch any Sidemen videos, the cooking ones or whatever, when KSI has that huge afro and he's Sir Theodore and he gets pissed off that people are poor, that kind of anger.
Yeah, it was really funny. Bago is actually dead, but
Shut up.
But shout out to our friend Sean because he's the one that sent it in, and he really
and shout out to my previous
guest,
Bugani.
Yeah, but fucking Bugani sent in. We didn't let Bugani know about it, but Bugani copped on that we were messing about, and he sent in this fake manga panel of Bakugo is dead. It just fueled it even more. It was just great. Fucking shout out to Sean and Bugani. It was so good. And Daniel,
Different Sean, by the way.
yeah, different Sean.
He actually showed up in the Rocket League stream. Only in
Sean
the chat. Yeah, no, he was in the chat. He didn't say much, but he showed up in the chat, and I appreciate. Did you watch the Rocket League stream? The Q&A?
I actually did.
You
I
did?
didn't see the Q&A. You were like in the main menu, kind of like humming, I think. But I needed to do something, so I couldn't really stick around for it.
It was interesting. There was this guy named Oliver who was. I was just giving.
Oh yeah, you were saying. Yeah, yes, for 1v1.
No, he was asking for advice. Hey,
Ah.
Bella. Hey, Bella. Looks like Bella's joined us. Hopefully she's not too loud. Hey, come on up here. Or just sit there, I guess. I don't really care. Can you not? Alright, fuck you. Yeah, no. If you could, you're able to put up with the buzz of my mic. I need to get wireless headphones because that's the only way I'm going to get good audio
a
quality.
buzz?
What?
Did you say a buzz?
Yeah. Not right now, but usually in PlayStation parties.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, that's there in the stream as well, sadly.
Please, people, put up with it. This was a really good stream.
You didn't even watch it.
Wait, what? Oh, the Rocket League. I thought you were talking about this one.
No, this one hasn't got a buzz. Dylan,
Oh, right.
you've at least heard the episode you're in. I know you didn't listen to any other episodes, but
I know, it sounds egotistical. That was the very first. See how it turned out. I didn't watch it just for me. I watched it for both of us.
Yeah, and then you
I
want to
have
support
this-
me.
I know, it's not that I just don't listen to podcasts that much. I said it to Keith earlier. Like, the only podcast I listen to is like Nux's podcast, The Rank Cafe, and the One Piece Virgin, but they're pretty much the same thing.
Nux's podcast.
Like, I mean, like the Rank
Nux's
Cafe.
But this is exactly when Mini Lads left Vanos group because
Okay,
we kept
look
calling
at
them Van-
Briggs.
Mhm.
That's you probably won't get it.
No.
But yeah, no, I will get around to listening to them. Like, most of the time, it just escapes me, and usually if I'm remote, it's usually late at night.
Yeah, why don't you
Besides
listen to
today,
it going to sleep?
Oh, usually I read Berserk when I'm to sleep, but I might give it a shot.
Yeah, my lucid tones. No, I'm already creeped out.
Okay, to just distract people, read Berserk, and read Berserk. Amazing. Dark fantasy is your shit.
If you're
Exactly.
looking for something to read Berserk. Do not watch it because it's.
Yeah, don't watch it. The anime is shit.
If you want something good to watch, I can only recommend one thing: Malcolm in the Middle. If you're looking for an anime to watch, Black Clover.
Yeah, watch Black Clover.
I would say
I'll
watch
read
My
Black
Hero
Clover.
Academia, but we spoiled the fact that Bakugo is dead.
Nice. Oopsie. Well, I guess that's one less anime to watch.
If only there was some way I was able to stop myself from saying that and cut out that bit of audio, but there isn't. I definitely
I remember that. I listened to that yesterday.
I can't
Oh well.
Oh, I love ducks.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I think the last proper thing we talked about was Daniel playing a joke on him about
Oh, yeah.
Bakugo.
No, that's pretty much finished.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we could talk about before we finish up?
Let's see.
Huh.
See, when I get try to think of something, I just get even distracted. It's so hard.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. I mean, I would
You have
talk
been
about...
good pulling out the topics.
Thank you. It's almost like I do this a lot.
Before. No, never mind.
What?
No, I was just going to be before, let me just finish off the Bakugo thing by said sorry to Daniel, but it's just a joke. There's nothing to apologise for.
Yeah, if he watched the video, he'd know.
Yeah.
You got Sean blocked.
Yeah, you monster. Oh wait, why did I say that to Sean? I was saying that to Sean. I got Sean.
Oh.
Alright, there's nothing.
I mean, I'd go on about that time you were drinking, but I already told that in my drinking stories episode, which you didn't listen to.
Yet. Right. Yeah, you've been good at pulling the topics out. Has there been more than one topic I discussed? Like I brought up.
You brought up the very first one.
Yeah, that one.
I think we segued. I think you were the one to segue into. No, but when I asked you a question, you had a proper answer for it.
Right.
With you know, the whole how was your experience with Sing Street, and with the things from. You also brought up Massachusetts say.
Oh yeah. There's not really I can think of. I'm trying to think of any more personal things as well. But I mean, I don't think it'd be a good idea to just say everything. At least save it for like another time, maybe.
Yeah, no, we had a good bit of beef, especially in first year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think before we became friends, the last time I could really tolerate it was like up to Christmas, like the first half of first year, and I was just like, Mary, please stop being friends with him. That monster. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a dickhead. But I'd say, well, I guess we could try find something to like close out the debate on.
The debate. Fucking
the debate, the fucking discussion.
The podcast. There was no debate.
Yeah.
Well, throughout everything, this episode has shown a lot. It's shown how horrible we are at being hosts. It's shown a deeper discussion in mental health, in friendships, how something rocky kind of blossomed into something really great. Just because you don't start out on the greatest of terms doesn't mean it won't end on great terms. And it's the same way around. If something starts on amazing terms, doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, Abigail. And long story short, I'm really happy you're my friend, and I really appreciate the support you've given me, not only on this podcast but in general. We've both been dickheads at times, some more than others. Friend, I appreciate you.
Nah, the feeling's mutual, bitch. The feeling's mutual.
Anywho, this has been the end of Keep It Zen, episode 5. I've been with Dylan Jackson. Anything you'd like to shout out that maybe you didn't the first time?
Last time. My YouTube channel is definitely not Dylan Jackson with a green spade symbol.
It won't be in the description.
Won't be. Thanks again to Sean and Morgani for absolutely trolling Daniel tonight. That really gave me a laugh.
Both his Instagram and his Twitter. And his Twitter, which you forgot to shout out last time, will be in the description.
Whose Twitter?
Your Twitter. You shouted out your Instagram, but not your Twitter, which was a bit weird.
I don't know my Twitter. Hold on, let me look at my Twitter real quick.
It'll be in the description.
Okay, wait. One more thing. One more thing of two. Read Berserk and read One Piece. We are in quarantine now. If you complain about time, that is no longer an issue. If you're in college, your deadline is so soon. If you have work, why even work? There's a disease.
If you're in work, thank you for your service.
But
you're doing a lot in this very stressful time. We appreciate you, whether you're a Tesco worker or a health person.
Yeah, but read those two. And again, thank you for your service.
And if you're a 60-year-old man with nothing better to do in life, I'd suggest reading Berserk.
Yeah, then you'll really contemplate suicide.
So I'd suggest reading the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dylan is permanently banned on the podcast.
No!
Yes!
Come on, isn't that rewind time? Can we not, like, erase?
Nah! It's regular time.
Regular show. You could have made a good poem. You didn't.
No. I was going to. It came up in my head and I was like, no. Because that wouldn't make sense. It would just ruin the joke. Dylan. This is why you're banned on the podcast.
Alright, well then.
So, thanks for joining us. Keep it zen.